YouTube, what's going on? This your boy SB. Welcome to another episode of SB Toys. Now I'm gonna pause for a second before we get into the video anymore. I'm doing a video review today. But first, I want to send my condolences to the family of Glenn Webb. I'm sure many of you who follow the action figure and toy collector community out there, especially online and the internet, you're very familiar with Glenn Webb. He's a very popular figure reviewer and customizer out there definitely here on YouTube, but also outside of YouTube, he has a big following. So the timing of this video, probably earlier today, I was made aware of his passing through Instagram. And so since I'm doing this video, I just wanted to make sure I take some time out to at least acknowledge that I didn't personally know Glenn. I keep saying Glenn. But I know there's plenty of you that did, and you've talked with him and chatted with him through the years. I know he was going for a minute on the YouTube community with his YouTube channel and had a nice following. And he's inspired a lot of people, and he's touched a lot of people as well. He died pretty young too. They said he died in his sleep, which is I don't know how I feel about that, because he's only 3 years older than me. He was just 33, so I'm like, wow, he went kind of young. So that hasn't set too well with plenty of people, and they're still heartbroken to hear that news. But like I said, he's touched a lot of people. Me personally, I didn't know him or really have that much contact with him. I've seen a few of his videos. I definitely enjoyed his action figure evolution videos he did, especially the Wolverine and Deadpool. Those were my two favorite ones that I enjoyed. So I just wanted to take some time out to send my condolences to him, his friends and family. He was a great contributor to the toy collector community. Even though he died young, you know, the saying goes, it's not how long your time is on Earth, it's about what you did while you was here. And he did a lot to inspire people. And I've had my chance of seeing some of his videos as well and stuff, and I was inspired and learned a lot from some of the things that he would share. So, Glenn, you out there, rest up in the big pearly gates. Hopefully they got a nice toy store up there for you to play with and check out figures there in Afterlife. Now that I did my little pay my respects, I want to go ahead and get into the video here today. As you know, we've been talking about the Marvel Legends series as far as the X-Men from the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave, and I've already done a few of them. If you go ahead, you have this icon right here on the right side of the screen, depending on where you're watching. If it's on the desktop, you can go ahead and subscribe to the video. Well, subscribe to the channel and be able to check out videos, but make sure you do that after this one, and you can see the other video reviews and showcase I've done. Now, continuing along with the Marvel Legends X-Men Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave, we're going to do another review of a figure here from that wave. You're looking at the Marvel Legends Phoenix figure here, also known as Jean Grey. So let's go ahead and get a little hands-on with the review and get into some details. Phoenix here, I've just removed her out the box. Upon initial reaction, holding her, definitely feels firm. The joints definitely not too many loose joints here. Actually, none at all. Everything's nice and stiff. Holds in place. So that's a pretty good thing. Now, she does come with, of course, her only accessory she has is the torso here to the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure. So that's the only accessory that she comes with, which kind of a disappointment. They could have probably had a few more accessories to make this figure a little better as far as giving you the Marvel Legends experience. Now let's go ahead and get into some details here. If we give her a measurement, she sits right at with the hair sculpt. She's about right under, looks like she's sitting right a little over 6 1/4 inches here. Now let's go ahead and get into some articulation points here. She has limited head turn going left and right. She can't do a full 360. Turn it sideways. She does have forward motion of head tilt going forward. Limited going back because of the hair sculpt, so she doesn't have that much range. Let's get to the shoulder here. She's got a full extension out going sideways With her arm here, full range going forward, 360. Nice range. She doesn't have any bicep swivel. She has a single jointed elbow articulation. And I wonder if I got that position right. It's actually, she's got more range going down, but it's going the awkward opposite direction of how it's supposed to go naturally. So I don't know if that's just a flaw of me needing to loosen the joints up a little more, for a little more playing around with the articulation. Let's see. Well, there we go. It's getting there. But anyway, as you see, she's got a little limited single jointed elbow articulation. We get down to her wrist swivel here, going down. She has it going up as well, nice little range. And you can spin her wrist around. Get to her bust here. She's got a little bust swivel. So you can turn it around and position it. Now, she's got also somewhat of a, you could say, ab crunch or whatever. A little limited range going forward. And then she has some range going back as well. No hip swivel. She does have her little belt here, rubber belt. You can move around. It has a little free movement. Get to her leg. Leg is on a ball joint. Can't really extend out to the side too much. Going forward though, has a nice range going forward of articulation. Going back, not as much. Get down, we have a little thigh swivel. Double jointed knee, of course. Get to her ankle pivot. It's got an ankle, you can tilt it down, tilt it up, and of course, you got the pivots in here. So, not as many points of articulation as some of the other Marvel Legends figures here, but does have a nice range to work with. Now, my initial impressions, I mean, it's not one of the best figures out there to have. Few things I do notice. Number one, the shoulders here, it's probably something that I guess will grow on me. They're a little bulky right here at the shoulders compared to the rest of her body. They look kind of weird to me. Also, paint application here, where they applied the gold paint for her wardrobe, is not evenly layered. There are some spots I've noticed where you can see it's extra coated compared to some of the other areas. So it's a little sloppy with the paint application. Her symbol, they did do pretty good. Nice, sharp, and crisp. Her face, there has been complaints about her face. I don't really see anything wrong with it. It's pretty good shape. Paint application is pretty good, especially on the eyes. No awkward, cockeyed or cross-eyed look to her. She's pretty decent shape. Few things, as you can see, I have her spinning around. Now I got her on my so-called do-it-yourself flight stand I made a while ago for another figure of mine. Now, the main reason I have her on this is because, as I found out, unfortunately, she is very hard to stand up on her own. So that is definitely a big drawback and negative. If you're going to get this figure, you need to make sure you have some form of maybe a stand to use with her or something, because standing her alone, it takes a miracle. So unless you're ready to do with that, be prepared to have some type of accessory to hold her up. So anyway, my opinions on this figure, I mean, I'm kind of blah. I can't say don't get this figure. I mean, if you're into the X-Men characters, sure, this is a figure you probably want to have in your collection to add with the rest of the characters. But if you're like a modest collector, there's really nothing too thrilling about this figure that stands out to where you just have to have this figure. You could pass up on this, or I wouldn't lose any sleep over trying to get this figure right away. This is probably one of the ones that may grow on you or something. So, that's how I feel about it. You can form your own personal opinion. But me, I'm going to tell you, don't lose any sleep on not having this figure in your collection. Anyway, Hope that did help you out, those of you who may be interested. If you did enjoy this video, be sure, comment. Some of you may have the figure as well. You may have a different of opinion. So sure, I would like to hear that as well. And you may be helping out someone else who may be interested, and you can give them some info that maybe I did not address in the video. So go ahead, leave a comment. Like I said, like it, share the video with somebody else who may be interested in getting this figure as well. Let them take a look. And be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with my other figure reviews on other figures that may drop that I get access to, or some of my toy showcase videos and other videos I may do as well. Also, if you're on Instagram, my other form of social media I'm usually on, you can follow me at SB Toys. Check me out there. Follow me. Hit me up there. Anyway, I'm not going to hold you too long. Once again, fellow toy collector and big contributor to the online internet toy community, Glenn Webb, rest in peace, homie. Hope you're enjoying it up there at the pearly gates. For all of you that was close to him, I apologize. Send my condolences. I know you lost a close friend. I heard nothing but good things about him, so that's always a good thing to know about somebody that even in their death, people still have good thoughts about them, and wasn't any bad blood or burnt bridges. He had some pretty good relationships with a lot of the people in the toy community. So just wanted to say that. Hope y'all enjoyed the review on the Phoenix, and y'all be easy. I'm out. Head motion is a little limited due to the hair sculpting, but you still can do some form of posing and have her head positioned in certain angles if you want to. You still have options with that. So, like I said, I'm very impressed with this figure. A couple of things to point out. I don't really notice it on my figure. I know some people have said as far as the paint application, especially with the eyes, they seem to be spread a little far apart for some people's taste. Mine, I don't really notice it that much. Maybe it's just me.